hasn't been the start to the season that you wanted. Where's your confidence and the team's confidence heading into this game?
Well, the team confidence I think, is the right level in the sense that we have to be realistic. What, as you said, is true. We didn't start the way that we wanted, both for results and I would say in some games even for performance. They didn't go the way that we wanted. So we've been very honest with each other this week, and we said that we need to go back. Let's say, call it to the basics. We need to really stick to the plan. If we don't stick to the plan during the game and we try to invent, that's the moment where we are not us, and that's the moment that it's really hard for us to get away from this difficult moment. And every time that a team goes to a difficult moment, we need to go on something of a safe space, and the safe space for us is doing the thing that we are supposed to do, be very solid defensively and very aggressive, and without any I would say crazy idea when we have the ball. So if we're doing it for 90 minutes, but I think that we have a chance, a good chance, I would say, to get away.
Talk about being solid defensively.
Yeah.
How important is that heading into Austin?
Well, it's very important because they're a very good team offensively. They possess the ball very well. They are very good at, I would say, building up. And even last year, I'm talking the game here at BC Place, it was my second game in charge. The first half, they basically outplayed us a lot. And then we went back to be much more aggressive and much more solid defensively. And that's the reason why we had the comeback. So I think we need to take a good lesson from the memories and trying to do the same for 90 minutes and not for 45.
You talked about those games last year. I think both of them Austin scored first.
Yeah.
And then you guys came back to win. This year you talked about the importance of not being sleepy, not getting slapped, heading down there. What are your thoughts on that?
It has to be, because it's one of the hardest stadium also in the league. The fans are amazing. They're always pushing them a lot. So if we don't start with the right mentality, it's going to be easy to be overwhelmed. So we must go to the game, focus on our task, not focus on the result. And anything can happen. We can score after 5 minutes. We can get scored after 5 minutes. But we need to keep playing and not being influenced by, I would say, the outcome of the moment, but on the output of the moment, what we can do at the moment.
Your post-game, your pre-game, your halftime speeches are legendary. That makes Sarita's job very easily. Do you have something in mind and what you want to say to the team before this game with that in mind?
Well, the same thing that I'm going to say to you, to be the Whitecaps. Because if we're going to be the Whitecaps, the version of the Whitecaps that we've been for months, aggressive, all together, playing very solid defensively and playing very simple offensively, this moment is going to get away. And so be the Whitecaps, because that's the only way to get away from this situation that at the moment sees us at 7 points behind the line. We have a great chance in May to reduce that gap, because we have a lot of games in a row at BC Place. So let's take this week like a good ignition for the real, I would say, catching up that we're going to have in May.
Injuries, we touched on it before we started talking. A lot of injuries this week. It's been a lot of injuries this year. Do you feel somewhat snake-bitten with some of the players that you had missing from the lineup this year?
Well, the injuries are always like this, but we also have to be looking at the big picture. Yeah, to be honest, in this season, everything that can go wrong is going wrong. So the injury and the concussion and the sickness and the COVID and whatever. So everything that can go wrong is going wrong. At the same time, I remember last year, everything that could go well went well. So I think it's just a phase. And we don't have to be focused on the guys that are out. We have to be focused on the guys that are in. And it also gives the chance to a couple of young guys to come to travel with the first team with the first time. So we need to look at the positive, and because even with the guys that we go in to Austin, we can get a result.
one last thing for me here. Just you talked about young guys coming in. Pedro Vite is the likely step in for
Yep.
Ryan Gauld. How does that change things tactically, characteristically? What does that do for you guys having him in there?
Yeah, of course. Every player has a different, I would say, nuance, and we are not going to change our approach to the game or our tactics. I would say big picture, but we have to put the players in the situation when they can, I would say, flourish. So we know that Pedro is a very talented player, but it's not Ryan. They have different characteristics. Ryan is probably more dynamic, and Pedro is more of a classic playmaker. So we'll try to save, I would say, Pedro defensively. He needs to do the work, but we don't expect the same work that Ryan does in order to have him 100% when we have the ball.
And that, I guess, would be very important against a team like Austin, tied for the league lead in goals.
Yeah. As I said before, they're a very good team, but they're also a team that they concede a lot, in the sense that they like to play, so sometimes they overplay. So if we win the ball, we can be, I would say, dangerous. And the other thing is that we maybe even have to exploit the fact that maybe they are looking at the standing now and they see, oh, the Whitecaps are second to last, maybe, yeah, and no, we go there, pick, and we do a little blitz. So that's the thing.
Not so bad to be the underdog.
Huh?
Not so bad to be the
No,
underdog.
it's not. It's not so bad to be the underdog, and also it fits in the narrative and in the way that we want to do. We are a blue collar team, so that's who we are.
Excellent.
I know you love music. Do you like country music?
I'm not a great fan of country music. I can listen to it, but our young goalkeeper Isaac Bomer, I think, is the best expert to answer you this question.